Hey up and welcome to Callum's Corner. Now, last night I did a video on an embarrassing story from my past and I really enjoyed it. I felt better today, kind of invigorated and renewed, having got it off my chest, and it was quite good fun reliving my past and giving you guys a little bit more history about me, because most of you just know me for the shape of my head or being really angry, so it's quite nice to talk about other stuff. So I think I'm going to do it again, but tonight I'm going to give you an embarrassing story and an awesome story as well when something good happened to me. Try and balance it out a bit this time. So let's start with a bad one. Right, I was at university, I was a fresher. We were in the communal kitchen. The way it worked was we were in halls and there were 7 of us and we each had our own room, and it was kind of like a flat and we shared a big kitchen. So I was in there, it was the morning after, I'd been out on the beers the night before, and I was frying up some bacon for breakfast. Anyway, I felt like I needed to pass wind, and I hadn't been all morning. I often get a bit gassy after a night on the beers, and so I thought, well, I'm just going to do it because it was quite loud in there. Loads of people were in there. There were 2 other guys in my flat and the other girls, and they were really yapping away, and I thought, well, I could just do it quietly. So I went to do it, and I farted and I shat myself a little bit. It had never happened to me before. And it were awful, to be honest with you. It was, how do I describe it? Well, I did it and I was just mortified. And no, I didn't think anyone had noticed. So I thought, oh God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've got to get out of here. And I thought, well, what if they've heard me fart and they know what's happened? And I thought, well, I've got to cover it somehow. So I thought, oh, I'll do a fake sneeze and I'll go and get some tissue. So I did the fake sneeze and I farted and pooed a little bit more, came out. And the first one must have been like a plug or something that was holding it in. It was a bit thicker, and what came out second was quite watery. And it became, patently obvious to anyone that what had happened, and it was watery. And I could feel it starting to run down my legs, and I had my shorts on, so I just had to run out of the kitchen. And it was a horrific experience. I just had to man up and own up to it, what had happened. They took the piss out of me an awful lot about it. But luckily, it was okay. I didn't lose any friends over it. What was probably a longer lasting kind of impact of it was that kind of thing had never happened to me. I'd never even considered that happening. It was like distrusting all I thought I knew. Do you know what I mean? And it's happened a couple of times since, and I think it happens to loads of people. You know what I mean? When you're not feeling well, you fart and you follow through a tiny bit. But back then I didn't know it could happen, and I was just reevaluating everything I thought I knew. You assume you're safe, and a fart's just a fart, and actually you're not always. It's always best to be careful. That's what that taught me. Awesome story. So I was at a festival. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was V Festival. I used to go to a lot of festivals. It was probably about 2008 or something, I think. Anyway, in the arena, waiting for the Killers to come on. And the Killers, I used to really love them. They were great back then. And they do these, if you've ever not been to a festival, there's an awful lot of waiting around in a crowd. You fight your way forward to your right, well, not massively at the front next to the barrier or anything, but I like to get maybe 20 feet back or something. Anyway, you're waiting for the band to come on. There's a big gap in between them. They've got these big screens either side normally, and they're playing like bump about the band and stuff. And as this bump went off, the band's going to come on soon. And as it went off, everyone went silent, and I just started singing "I've Got Soul, but I'm Not a Soldier." It just came to me, just improvisation. It's one of my favourite bits of my favourite song from one of my favourite bands at that point. I started singing it, and the next thing you knew, everyone around me was singing it. It was me, it was no one else, it was me who sang the first bit, and a second later the whole crowd, must have been 20,000 people that were singing along, and that was started by me, this one magical moment, and that was really, really exciting. Used to love going to festivals. I don't know, that was the last one I went to until recently. It's not long after that festival actually that I moved back in with my mum to help out a bit and look after her. And just since then, well, it was we went to that festival with all the lads, and then since then, well, it was within a space of about a year. It felt like they were all bloody girlfriended up and married and stuff. But I went to the Isle of Wight festival this year, which was good. And I think next year I'm going to go to bloody all of them. I'm going to take my camera and make some films and stuff. And that'll be really exciting, and hopefully meet up with some people. Talking of cameras, I am back on my webcam. I know, I did try to buy a camera today, but it was a bit overwhelming. If anyone has got any experience of vlogging, I don't know what the best things to buy are, to be honest with you. I would like to go out and about, but I don't really want a massively big, expensive camera that I've got to do loads of editing with. Is a GoPro appropriate for when I'm out, and maybe just a really good webcam to have, so I don't have to be right in front of my screen and stuff for the vlogs? Or should I get like a mobile phone style device again, just with a much better camera than my one had, or a tablet, like a big pad, all of that maybe I need, or a laptop with better web. I don't know. If anyone knows about vlogging and stuff, just get in touch and let me know what's best. I've ordered broadband now, which I think will be a big help, because I'm just uploading at the moment using a hotspot on my 4G, and that takes ages. So, you know, taking steps to take Callum's Corner a little bit more professional. And if anyone's got some suggestions, please do hit me up.